Hi, it's Hutton here from Beyond M&A, and we're a business that provides technology due diligence services for VC, PE, and corporate investors. Today's subject is 10 barriers to business growth under the guise of what we generally see during due diligence sessions, so tech due diligence in particular. So, of course, the first one is a lack of resources, right? So, yeah, that's probably why you're going for investment. And without the right resources in the team, it's very hard to build anything. But also, we would also state that asking, the lack of asking for the right resources is something else that we might flag. So that's the first pillar. The second one is the known technology issues, and obviously when we speak to the leadership in the team, that they'll be able to tell us the things that they're already aware of that might be difficult or expensive to fix. So let's get those on the table. Then the third one is the unknown technology issues, and they're things that maybe the technology leadership haven't seen, or you need information cross-pollinated from other environments to understand that change needs to happen. Certainly in cybersecurity, it's quite a common thing. Then we've got, of course, per client customization. So if you're providing a very high level quality of service, but it needs adapting every time for each customer, that's quite difficult to grow. It creates quite a barrier to growth. And that might have worked with you really well, but when you've got an institutional or more governed investment situation, this is something that we'll look out for. In the same sort of guise, we've also got professional services. So obviously, we have our technology products on one side, but what is the human capital and what do we need to manage and grow to allow that technology to flourish? In some cases, we've seen the need to hire hundreds of people. So it changes a business issue from a small core technology platform to a huge management issue. Confused product strategy is number six. So we're just saying that if you, I've seen situations where the product strategy is so confused, it's very difficult for us to understand. And not that it matters whether we understand it, it matters that your business understands it and you get the information you need. And you might be wasting resources. There's so many different things with not having clear direction. Pretty standard one is Devops and tech infrastructure. It doesn't matter the size of the company. We tend to find some sort of issue there. It can be a small startup to a company making hundreds of millions of pounds per year. And it's always worth reviewing your infrastructure. Leadership, not being ready. So, what got you here will not get you there. And really, we're not saying change leadership, but there might be some support that's needed to help them adapt to a new pace or increased pace post deal. Maintenance ratio is number 9. Now, this is where if you look at it from an investor's point of view, if you take their chunk of money, how much of the money is going to be used to keep the lights on versus innovation? Where's the value going into this, and how much extra value are you going to create it? It's quite an easy thing for us to assess, really, by looking at your budget. And if you've got something over 30%, we'll start to dig into that and help you look at it in different directions. And the last and probably the most important one is talent. So, in terms of business growth, right now we have wage inflation. There are issues attracting people today, but there's also the concern of bringing in new people who might come in at a much higher rate than your incumbent staff who have a lot of knowledge. So, how do you bring people's wages up? These are all the issues you already know, but obviously the investors want us to understand and portray the right narrative for you, so that we can help you get the investment that you are seeking. So that's the 10 barriers to business growth. If you'd like to discuss any more, really happy to have a chat. And the details are on the website, and my Twitter is @BeyondM&A. Thank you. Cheers.